welcome back to another episode of 25 Blank Cards. Today we're going to be trying out Ghost Spider against the Sinister 6. Should be an interesting matchup because Gwen Stacy is not especially good at thwarting, and the whole point of this scheme is to thwart a ton. But you do also get some bonus thwarting as you're defeating the villains, which is something she can do reasonably well, so hopefully that'll work out for me. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing our scenario setup here. Sinister Synchronization puts one more villain into play than the number of players, so there are going to be 2 villains to start with. So let's see which ones we got. We're going to start with Craven and Hobgoblin. Goblin has the lower activation number. Alright, so yes. Active counter goes on villain with the lower activation number. So we just go ahead and use the first player token for that, just for funsies. Alright, got light at the end set up on the trap side. Starts with 10 threat. Sinister Synchronization starts at 2 out of 8. All right. Go ahead and get started here. All right, so start with 6 cards. 5, 6. Got Pirouette and Punch and 5 blanks. Pirouette and Punch does literally nothing on my turn, so we're going to go ahead and pitch the rest to try to find something else. Pirouette and Punch is probably worth hanging on to, though, because this has high potential to nullify whatever encounter card I get, which will help a lot, because I really don't want the bad guys landing like advances or whatever. On the other hand, if I get a minion or something, it might end up doing nothing. So we'll see. Pitch and 5. All right, so our hand is now 3 blanks, Web Bracelet, Ticket to the Multiverse, Pirouette and Punch. That's interesting. So we could actually try to play out Ticket. Ticket's going to be kind of bad in this setup when I'm playing 25 blank cards, because you're going to activate it and you're often going to rip into just a bunch of irrelevant cards that don't do anything. And like readying your Ghost Spider cards probably isn't going to be that hot in that situation. So since we're already in Alter Ego, we may end up just spending Ticket to play Web Bracelet and shuffling it back in for later. Alternatively, Web Bracelet also isn't doing very much at the moment, so maybe we just play it and hang on to Ticket. Decisions. So yeah, tough call. I think, let me know in the comments what you would do with this hand, because I really don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to spend Ticket, which is 2 wild resources, to play Web Bracelet. Use the action on Gwen Stacy to shuffle Ticket back into my deck, which I'll resolve in just a second. Oh, I forgot that you also have the option of readying George Stacy on her. That's interesting. Right, so we're shuffling in Ticket. We're going to flip up to Hero Form. And thwarting for 1 kind of doesn't do very much. So we'll go ahead and attack for 2. Which one do I want to hurt? I think I probably want to get rid of Craven so that he doesn't blow away my upgrades and supports. So we're going to attack Craven for 2. And then I'm going to be done. I'll discard my blanks and hang on to Pirouette. So I'm going to finish shuffling Ticket back into my deck. I had also thought about hanging on to Ticket in my hand with the idea of using it to pay for the Pirouette and Punch that I'm saving. If I do that, I'd be drawing 3 other cards, which maybe I get something else I can play and cards to play it with, or if I just, on 3 cards, there's reasonable odds I just draw all blanks, which is going to make my next turn kind of sad. So, all pretty hard to say what the right play is. If I did draw all blanks, then I'd just be sitting on Ticket again. So, I don't know. I think I want to get through my deck and find my good cards like Ghost Kick. I think that's the right way to go about this. So, we're going to draw a new hand. 5 cards. Oh, sorry. Pirouette and Punch and 4 cards, not drawing 5 additional cards. Hand is now Pirouette and Punch, Perennial Gynus, Phantom Flip. Excellent. Need a lot of those. Okay. Villain phase. Main scheme goes up by 1. And Hobgoblin's going to attack since he's active. Hobgoblin's attacking for 1 plus a boost card. My game plan is going to be to play one or the other of my events here and then ready up. So may as well go ahead and defend this. Just the bonus of also preventing him from dealing indirect damage, and also prevents the active counter from moving over to Craven, which is a nightmare. So that's all around just going to be the way we want to go about this, I think. So we're going to go defend for Hobgoblin and hope he doesn't get lucky with his boost. So boost is 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1 damage, minus my defensive 3 is nothing. So his response does not happen. Now I can play either, now I can play Phantom Flip if I want to. I think I do. Yeah, and then we can maybe keep sitting on Pirouette and Punch if it's not irrelevant. So Phantom Flip costs 2 blanks. After using the basic power, remove 5 threat from a scheme. We're going to pick light at the end. I'm going to take 5 off that. 3, 4, 5. After resolving this response, I'll exhaust Web Bracelet to draw a card, which is a blank. And after resolving this response, I'll also Dizzying Reflexes to Ready Ghost Spider. Alright, so that was the villain activation. Now we get an encounter card. Brute Force Barricade. 9 threat. Threat cannot be removed from other side schemes. Do not care about that at the moment. Oh, sorry, I do care about that because that's straight up blocking light at the end. Right. Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, that doesn't have a 1 revealed effect for me to cancel. I could Pirouette and Punch that to bop someone for 3 damage. I don't think I want to do that, so we're probably just gonna sit. Probably just gonna sit on that. Okie doke. So my turn. If I'm Alter Ego, I can play Parental Guidance. To search up George Stacy. It's a little bit of a risk pulling out George Stacy because whenever you get your obligation, that's going to blow him away, but I kind of don't have a lot else going on. So I think what I want to do is, I think I want to bop Craven down to Ghost Kick range, and then cycle this stuff out of my hand to try to draw more good cards. So we're going to attack Craven for 2. Down to Alter Ego. Play Parental Guidance to, since George is not in play, we'll search him up and add him to my hand. There he is. Nice thing about George is you can use him to store these situational cards, like Pirouette. Let's deploy them at the opportune moment. Again, it's going to be sad if I get the obligation and blow away everything I've stored there, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, pay 1 blank for George. It's an action will exhaust George to attach Pirouette to him. And then I'm done. Alright, drawing 6. Oh, I could have used an action to ready George, but I don't have anything else up to store, so that's fine. Just drawing 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit unfortunate that Hobgoblin's going to be the one who's scheming rather than Craven, but it is what it is. Alright, new hand is Ghost Kick, Phantom Flip, +4. Fantastic. If only I was in hero mode to use those. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Hobgoblin is going to scheme for 2 plus 2 is 4. That finishes off Sinister Synchronization. Sinister Beatdown. Choose a set-aside villain, put him into play, and give him the active counter. Alright, new villain is Vulture. And moving the active counter over to him. Alrighty. Mr. Beatdown starts at 3 and only goes to 7. Eesh. You have to be a lot more careful about flipping down now, because that's game over when that happens. Alright, encounter card. Can shadow. Each enemy gains a hazard. That's devastating, because there are 3 enemies right now. I'm not going to be able to clean them out, and I can't get rid of Hidden in Shadow until I clear off Brute Force Barricade. Huh. It appears that flipping down to try to get value out of my cards has just killed me. Alright. My turn. I do have 2 different cards in my hand, so they're both max 1 per basic power, but the limit is per card title, so I could basic power and then after using that do both Ghost Kick and Phantom Flip, which is probably what I need to do because I am really far behind. I need to get an enemy out so that I'm... I need to get an enemy out of there so I'm not completely buried under all these hazard icons, and also, yeah, I need to start pulling threat off things. Okay, let me think about which one I want to do. Alright, so what we're going to do is... I think we want to get Vulture out of there, because when we get rid of him, the active counter moves to the next one, which is Hobgoblin, who I think is the one we would prefer to be attacking us, since we probably want to defend. So what we're going to do is, I don't need to attach anything to George Stacy, so I don't need to ready him. So we're going to flip up to hero form. Going to attack Vulture for 2. After that basic thing, we're going to go ahead and play Phantom Flip to remove 5 threat. Costs 2 blanks. Play Phantom Flip. So we'll remove 5 from Brute Force Barricade. After playing that interrupt, we'll draw a card of Web Bracelet, which is a blank. After playing that interrupt, we'll ready Ghost Spider. I guess technically. So I could play Ghost Kick now, or I could do it after activating Ghost Spider again. Ends up not really mattering. So sure, we'll go ahead and do that now. Ghost Kick costs 2. We'll use it to deal 6 damage to Vulture. Gets Vulture out of there because he's only got 7. So active counter moves to the next one up in order. And when Vulture's defeated, we remove 4 threat from a side scheme. We'll pick Brute Force Barricade. Barricade has victory, so it goes to the victory zone. Alright. I've still got 1 activation here. So I can either thwart for 1 or attack for 2. If I attack Hobgoblin, that gets him down into Ghost Kick range. If I attack Craven, that leaves him at 3, which is maybe in the vicinity of getting double activated down. So that's maybe better. Sure. I'll have Ghost Spider attack Craven. So take 1 off, put a 3 on. Alright, and then this blank card isn't doing anything for me. So I think I'm going to end my turn and discard it. Drawing 5. Web Binding, Phantom Flip, Ghost Kick, 2 blanks. Those are the kind of cards we need. That's actually going to help me a ton that I plucked the Ghost Kick, although I should have put the damage somewhere else. Oh well. Right. I guess I shouldn't have counted on getting that, but since I did get it, it will help. Alright, so Villain Phase, main scheme goes up 1. Activation, Hobgoblin's going to attack. I need to trigger some of these cards, so we're going to... Actually, I could do Web Binding also, would be a thought, to cancel the activation. No, I think the one I'm going to want to end up doing is Phantom Flip, just to get Hidden in Shadow out of there. Yeah, so to do Phantom Flip, I need to use the basic powers. So we're going to defend Hobgoblin's attack. That reminds me, I can't remember what the timing is on like Ghost Kick or whatever. Like if you defend, if you can use Ghost Kick to knock out the attacker. Don't remember whether that triggers before or after resolving the attack. But the one I want to do is Phantom Flip anyway. So we're defending Hobgoblin's attack for 1 plus 3 is 4 damage. Minus my defense of 3 means I'm still taking 1. And Hobgoblin did damage me, so I take 2 more indirect. And move the activation counter. Move the active counter up. After using that basic power, we're going to pay 2 to Phantom Flip to remove 5 threat from Hidden in Shadow. After playing Phantom Flip, we're going to ready up and we're going to draw a card. And drawing our encounter card. Life-size decoy. Engaged player cannot thwart side schemes. Alrighty, well, I guess I'm glad that's really lucky that I got rid of Hidden in Shadow when I did. Okay. My turn. Let's see here. Yeah, that is this putting the damage on Craven instead of Hobgoblin was a big misplay there, because I think I should have been probably ghost kicking someone to death. Pretty unfortunate. Alright. I would like to knock out one of those villains just to use that to clear off the threat on the main scheme. It's a little bit unfortunate that I'm going to have to toss web binding here, but I think that just is what it is. The other things we can try to be better about damage overage and just use Ghost Kick to get rid of life-size decoy. Because I have 2 basic attacks. I can attack, Ghost Kick, attack, which is 10 damage, which would clear Hobgoblin. Or I can attack, Ghost Kick, attack is 4 and 6. We'll clear both of them. That's probably what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Ghost Spider attacks Craven. Take a 1 off and put a 3 on. So we said 8 damage taken. Response to that attack, we will play Ghost Kick, pitching 2 cards to do 6 damage to life-size decoy. Do I even care about life-size decoy? Should I put that on Hobgoblin instead? I have to go through life-size decoy at some point because I have to take off light at the end. So yeah, it's going to be a while before I get to that point. So yeah, 6 damage life-size decoy, get him out of there. Response to that, we'll ready up, and then we will attack Craven. Last 2 damage to knock him out. Active counter moves over. And Craven's defeated, we take 4 threat off the main. Did I put a villain in the discard pile? Yes, I did. Sorry, so taking 4 threat off. Oh, it doesn't do the main. Crud, it only does the side schemes. That's scary. So yeah, I did need to play that the way I played it. Yep, so I guess 4 threats coming off light at the end. I don't want to flip down because Hobgoblin's going to scheme out if I flip down. So yes, end my turn. Drawing 5. Another pirouette and punch, web, and another web binding, and 3 blanks. All right, main scheme goes up 1. That's getting real dangerous. Hobgoblin attacks. Could cancel the activation with web binding. kind of doesn't do very much, and I'd like to save that to get a re-ready at some point. So I think we're going to roll the dice on defending and probably intend to play a pirouette and punch on whatever comes up. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So Ghost Spider will defend Hobgoblin's attack. Attack is 1 plus 2 star. If we were in expert mode, this boost would be bigger, but we're not. So total attack is 3, minus my defense of 3 is no damage. Okay. Don't have any interrupts or responses just yet, so moving on to encounter card. Taunting Presence, attached to the villain with the most remaining hit points, which is that guy, and threat cannot be removed from light in the end. No unrevealed effects to cancel there. Aren't any one revealed effects to cancel, but I'm still going to play Pirouette and Punch just to do the teeny little bit of damage and get the ready, because I have nothing else going on with my hand. So Pirouette and Punch, the Taunting Presence, costs 2. Deal damage to the villain equal 1 more than the number of boost icons, so 1 more than 2 is 3 damage. Cancel the card's 1 revealed effects, which there weren't any. That was an interrupt, so we'll ready Ghost Spider and draw a card. It's blank. That's the end of the villain phase, and it's now my turn. Alright, so web binding does nothing. It's only when enemies would activate, so go ahead and attach Exhaust George to attach web binding. Either attack for 2 or thwart for 1. How's my discard pile looking? So 1 ghost kick, 1 flip, 2 ghost kicks, 2 flips, 3 flips. All my flips are gone. So I think I have a ghost kick coming, but not any phantom flips. I think I do also have the card that recurs events coming, so it's only on 5 cards. That stinks. So yeah, I could attack Hobgoblin for 2, but I have Ghost Kick coming, which is going to be used to finish him off. So what we're going to do instead is, and I can't remove threat from light at the end, so instead we're going to thwart the main for 1 just to buy myself a little extra time. And we'll go ahead and end my turn. I think it's, if I pitch both of these, I'm drawing exactly the last of my deck, and we'll be getting a new encounter card this turn. Let's see what else that hand is going to be when we get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also going to be Web Bracelet, the second Web Bracelet. So the hand's going to be Web Bracelet, Ghost Kick, the recursion thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. It's going to be Web Bracelet, Ghost Kick, recursion thing. Actually, maybe I don't want to draw all of that. Why don't we... Yeah, we'll pitch 1 and draw 4. Although when I draw something off Web Bracelet, that's also going to empty out my deck. Which will be before I get a chance to play the recursion thing. Tough choice. What would you do here? You gonna toss this last blank card or hang on to it? Or do you hang on to two of them and hope you draw exactly the right cards out of that deck? I think I'm gonna hope that Ghost Kick is not exactly the last card, so I can draw it now, play it, get it in my discard pile before I reshuffle, and then be able to get it back. I think that's the play. So I think we're going to hang on to one card and draw 4. Nope, ticket. Did I already go past the recursion thing? Oh, right. Recursion thing is also the one that searched up George Stacy. Crud. All right. Well, yeah. That happened. Hand is now Web Bracelet, Ghost Kick, Ticket, and a blank card. Okay. Villain phase. Hang on. All right. Villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Hobgoblin's going to attack. I think when I defend, I am actually using a basic power, so the Ghost Kick happens at that time, which means I think I can preempt. I think I can negate the attack by defeating him with that. So, yeah. So Ghost Spider will defend Hobgoblin's attack. I'll play Ghost Kick, spending Ticket to the Multiverse to pay for it. Ghost Kick will deal 6 damage to Hobgoblin. Will defeat Hobgoblin. Yeah. Counters flying all over the place. So we're defeating Hobgoblin. There's no other villains in place to remove 7 threat from a side scheme. And Taunting Presence will be going away. So we'll remove the last threat from light at the end. We flip it. No, we don't flip it because I did not put enough threat on it at the start. I only had 10 on it at the start, and it should have been 20. So it was at 11, and I just took... Was it 11? And I just took 7 off, so it should be down to 4. Yikes. Hopefully the comments aren't exploding over me failing setup that badly. Right. So we defeated Hobgoblin during his attack. Response after resolving Ghost Kick, we're ready Ghost Spider. After resolving Ghost Kick, we will draw 1 card, which is a blank. That empties out my deck, so it's a penalty for emptying my deck. We'll deal an encounter card. It's a little bit sad that I've got all these cards sitting here on George Stacy not getting shuffled back into my deck, but I haven't really had an opportunity to play them, so yeah. And they are still, for the moment, just waiting on tap to do work for me later, so... I think both of these 2 cards are much better in multiplayer than they are in solo, although Web Binding can potentially help you out if villain draws, say, advance or whatever, because that's a good one to negate with your poor thwarting ability. Alright. So back to the villain phase. Encounter phase, deal a card. Don't know what either of them is team leader. Attach the villain. If you cannot resolve ambush, then attach to the villain. So, alright, ambush, choose set aside villain. Place the active counter on it. Alright, so the team leader is going to be Craven. Fantastic. Alright, so Craven is a crisis. And next, product enhancements. When revealed, put Doc Ock and Scorpion into play. If they're already in play, do other stuff. That might be a good one revealed to cancel. Yeah, why don't... Because just dropping those two villains into play kind of doesn't do anything, but I don't have anything else, don't have much else going on with my hand, so I'm like having fewer, oh right, and yeah, and getting rid of Craven lets me get rid of that crisis. So I think this is a relatively good boost value, so I get some value out of pirouettes. I think we'll go ahead and spend 2 to pirouette and punch that. God, or should I save it? I don't know. This is hard. Yeah, I have to get Craven out of there as soon as I can because I'm about to lose to the main scheme, so we have to do this. Ping 2 pirouette cancels. Oh, good thing I'm not an expert. This couldn't be canceled. Pirouette will cancel robotic enhancements and deal 4 damage to Craven. That's it for the villain phase, so it's my turn. Can't play this web bracelet I've got. Web binding doesn't do anything. Only thing I could possibly... I can't thwart the main because Craven's a crisis, so don't want to thwart light at the end because it doesn't do anything, so we're just going to attack Craven for 2. So now I have 6 damage taken out of 9. Okay, that's it for my turn. Web Bracelet is a much better card in general. I can only use one of them per event anyway, so it's going to be medium hard to actually fire that off. And it's costing me draws the longer I hang on to it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pitch it, as much as that pains me. 2, 3, 4, 5, because I need the good stuff. Parental guidance is not what we wanted. Parental guidance at 4 blanks. Ick, ick, ick. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up. So main scheme is now at 6 out of 7. Yeah, I think we probably just lost the game. Alright, so main scheme goes up and counter. Right, main scheme is up. Craven activates. Craven's going to attack us. Could block it, or I could just web binding it. I think yeah, I don't think it matters. I think I've just lost, no matter what I do here. we're going to web binding that activation. Costs 2 to cancel that activation, and he's unfortunately not a minion, so we don't damage him. I do get to draw a card, which might help a lot. That actually, wait, that might have just saved the game. Pirouette and punch. All right, encounter card. So counter phase, counter card comes on. Partnership of Pain. When revealed, hero, villain with the highest activation order attacks you with some bonus attack. We are totally going to pirouette and punch that for a cost of 2. We will cancel the when revealed effects and deal 2 + 1 is 3 damage to Craven. Get him the freak out of there. When he's defeated, we'll take 7 threat off a side scheme. Choose light at the end. Alright, flips light at the end. Right, starts with 5 and another 10 per player. 10, 15. Players cannot win unless they escape. Alright, there's a hazard icon on that, but we've already passed the dealing encounter cards part of the turn out, so that doesn't do anything. Alright, and it's my turn. I can't go to Alter Ego or I lose the game, so I can't use Primal Guidance. We'll exhaust George. Let's go ahead and store that on there, because why not? And we will thwart the main, so I don't lose the game. That's it for me. Hands, web binding, ticket, 3 blanks. Okay. Villain phase, main scheme goes up. Villain should be attacking. There isn't one, so we resolve ambush and continue with the attack. It's an Electro. Alright. Electro's attacking for 1 plus some bonus. I need Gwen to be up to thwart next turn. I'd like to be drawing cards from Web Bracelet. So we're going to go ahead and play Web Binding to cancel the activation for 2. After resolving that, we'll draw off the Web Bracelet. It's blank. Okay. Counter cards. We're going to get 2 of them now. They are Worried Father. Search for George. Set him aside. Attach. Well, there goes Parental Guidance. And my ability to do George stuff, because I can't afford to ever flip down for that. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Goodbye, Web Bracelet. Okay, my turn. I have to thwart the main to not lose. Can't play tickets. Need to dig to cards that actually do things, so just dump my whole hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Phantom Flip, Ghost Kick, 3 blanks. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Electro is going to attack. does attack for... His attack isn't very strong, but he does chunk through my deck, and right now my deck is full of all the good stuff. Well, most of the good stuff. Yeah, right now my deck is full of Ghost Kicks and Phantom Flips, which is the things I want, so I really do not want him to be hitting me with that. So we're going to go ahead and defend the attack. And play Phantom Flip now to give myself some breathing room to take 5 off the main. Oof. And ready. Okay. So we are defending this attack from Electro for 1 + 1 is 2, minus my 3, no damage. Counter cards. Wow. Should I have done the main, or should I have done that on white at the end to just try to win? Actually, I probably should have done that off light at the end to try to win. You know, this is fine. This fine is a much safer question mark play, so yeah, we'll try it. Counter cards, heighten morale. Attached to the villain. He gets plus attack equal to the number of villains in play. Redirection. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. Yep, okay. So I had to do that, or that would have just killed me. So 1 villain, 1 threat. My turn. Can't afford to play this card in my hand. So we're just going to attack Electro for 2. That gets him down to Ghost Kick range. And then I'm done. I don't want to flip down because there's a strong chance that Electro will finish the main scheme if I do. So I need to stay here. I kind of want, so my deck is full of events I want, but I don't want them right now because I've already got an event I want, and I'm not going to be able to play 2 of the good events due to the restrictions of my hand size, since I don't have a web bracelet to draw me more cards. So I don't want to draw into too many of my good cards, so we're going to retain this blank. 3 more blanks. Villain phase. Main scheme goes up. Electro attacks. We're going to defend it. We're going to Ghost Kick. Ghost Kick bops Electro for 6. Finishes him off. So, shoop. 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 He was the only villain, so 7 threat comes off a side scheme, so light at the end will be down to 8. Ready Ghost Spider. Counter cards. 1, 2. Surprise! Resolve ambush. And that's it. So resolve ambush. Place villain to play. That might actually just be helping me. It's Electro again. Okay. Yeah. Shadow of the freaking past. Feel Nemesis minion. Feel Nemesis side scheme. Shuffle the rest of the Nemesis encounter deck and counter set the encounter deck. Alright. So what is this mess? Right, because I didn't have anything to cancel that with. So Wizard heals damage every turn. Regenerative Research heals damage from everyone every turn. It's going to make it a lot harder to knock out the bad guys. Alright, so my game plan here is light the ends at 8. If I defeat a only villain in play, if I defeat the only villain in play, then we'll be taking 7 off that. So I would kind of like to get that down 1 to be at 7. So I kind of want to thwart light at the end. I could attack Electro, would put him down to 6, but then he's going to regenerate up to 7, which gets him out of Ghost Kick range. Could thwart the main. I don't think that really helps. I think I'm probably just going to be tanking a hit from Lizard, because I can't afford to flip down. So I think the play is thwart light at the end, get it down to 7, so I have a chance of getting out of here. And then pitch these 2 blanks and hope good stuff comes. 5. Ghost Kick 4 blanks. Alright, villain phase. Main scheme goes up. Villain attacks, that's Electro. Do I want to block that, or do I want to block Lizard? Okay, might as well. I think I should probably block Electro to maybe save myself an encounter card when 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. If Electro damages me, he's dumping my deck, which is an immediate extra encounter card. So I think I want to defend Electro's attack. So, and when I do that, I'm going to Ghost Kick. And I'm going to Ghost Kick Electro, because that might let me win. So Ghost Kicking Electro for 6. Ready up Ghost Spider. Electro's attack is 1 plus 1 is 2 damage, minus my defensive 3 is 0, so no damage from Electro. Lizard attacks, I just get bit for 3. Down to 4. Counter cards, 1, 2 encounter cards. Assault. Villain attacks you. If Electro damages me, I'm going to be getting an additional immediate encounter card because he's dumping my deck. If I defend this attack, if I manage to weather this turn ready, I can attack Electro for 2 damage, finish him off, take 7 off light at the end, wins the game. How many Ghost Kicks do I have left? 2. I have a Ghost Kick left in my 7 cards, so I could play safe, try to defend this attack. Maybe next turn I draw into a Ghost Kick that I can use to win the game. If I don't defend, Electro can draw a boost of 3 and just win the game. If I don't defend, if he draws a boost that's less than 3, I get an extra encounter card, which could be something that also will end the game for me. Do I have Phantom Flips left in my deck to win the game if I go that route? We've spent... I'm not going to be able to play 2 of them, so that won't be enough to win the game because I won't have the resources for it. Tough call. Pause the video and write in the comments what you would do here. Do you defend this assault or do you let it ride? All right, I think my decision is I'm going to hope I get lucky. We will not defend this assault. So Electro's attacking for 1 plus 1 damage is 2. Electro damaged me, discard the top 7 of my deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is I would have, my next turn would have been drawing 2 Phantom Flips, but not the Ghost Kick. Alright, so I've dumped my deck, so I get an extra encounter card. Let's see what else we have coming at us. So the existing treachery encounter card that was sitting there while I was trying to make my decision is Partnership of Pain. So the villain attacks with plus X attack, where that's the total attack of all their villains in play. So just a standard attack. I'm now at 2 hit points, so in order to, if I don't defend, in order to survive, Electro would have to draw 0 boost, which is possible. It's just not all that likely. On the other hand, if I don't win, I think it's just too likely that he's going to get a non-zero boost. Well, actually, so there's 1 advance and 1 assault are gone, so there's another of each of those. So there are at least 2 chances in the villain deck for him to not kill me. I don't know. I think we're just going to try to defend this attack. So Electro's Partnership of Pain attack is 1 plus. And it was a 0. I could have gotten away with it. Shucks. Okay. Last encounter card is Experimental Injection. Attach the minion, gets plus 4 hit points. Rawr. Alright, my turn. I literally cannot do anything, so we're discarding our hand and hoping we draw relevant cards. 4, 5. Ghost kick, ghost kick, ghost kick. Ghost kick! Villain phase. Main scheme goes up 1. Electro attacks. We're going to defend that attack, and we are going to ghost kick him in his smug little face. 6 damage, get him out of here. He's the only villain. 7 threat comes off the side scheme. Last threat is removed from this scheme. The players escape and win the game. Wow, that was a really tight match. I thought that was going to be a lot easier for me because Ghost Spider's really crazy. And in fact, Ghost Spider is crazy, but this encounter today put up way more of a fight than I'm used to from it. So that was a really tight match. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That was actually really fun. Clocking in a little bit over an hour here. Hopefully this video doesn't end up being too long for you. All right, yeah, so like I said, good match. Hope y'all enjoyed playing it, and I'll catch you in the next one.